Time to start filling up those shopping baskets as inflation cools.
President Zuma's stance was rooted in protecting African sovereignty against external manipulation.
Protecting Daddy for not arresting Sudanese war criminal Omar al-Bashir on South African soil. And don't touch our takkies, the ongoing South African and Mexican tortilla war. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
Convicted killer and rapist Thabo Bester was back in court today. The case has been pushed back by another week after two of his co-accused failed to pay their lawyers. Bester, his former lover, Nandipa Magudumana, and 7 others are accused of staging a brazen escape from the Mangaung Correctional Services facility 2 years ago, where he was serving a life sentence.
The Thabo Bester prison escape case returned to the Bloemfontein High Court today as the court was set to establish whether a trial date could be set, but that has stalled once again. Last month, when Bester made an appearance at the Bloemfontein High Court, he had an emotional outburst addressing the court on his inability to consult with his lawyer at the Kgosi Mampuru C-Max prison where he's being held. Today, his new lawyer, Lerato Mwela, appeared on his behalf. This is his 6th lawyer since his prison escape matter came to court. Mwela informed the court of his intention to bring an application on Bester's rights to legal representation. He wanted part of the matter to be ventilated today, but Judge Cagney Musi dismissed this, saying the other parties in this application, such as Correctional Services and the Police Minister, must be allowed to file answering papers. At the same time, the lawyer for accused number 3, Sunue Matswara, and accused number 6, Dieo Makgotsa, withdrew from the case, informing the court that he has not been paid. Both accused informed the court that they would be applying for legal aid. The matter has been postponed to the 31st of July next Wednesday for a decision to be communicated on the legal aid application by Sunue Matswara and Dieo Makgotsa. Khomuzo Modise, Eyewitness News in Bloemfontein.
Annual food inflation has dropped to its lowest in almost 4 years. After stalling at 4.7% in April and May, the annual rate for food and non-alcoholic beverages edged lower to 4.6% in June.
The milk, eggs and cheese category has experienced 6 months of lower inflation. The rate for June was 7.3%, down from 14.5%, its recent high in December 2023. Annual egg inflation recorded its 7th consecutive month of decline, cooling to 20.4%.
But he says hot beverages are among categories that steamed.
The monthly change was 2.2%, driven by sharp price increases for drinking chocolate, an increase of 3.5%, black tea up 2.7%, instant coffee up by 2.2%, and rooibos tea rising by 1.6%.
A bloated cabinet, flailing SOEs, and a country in dire financial straits. Today, the president has responded to the multiple issues raised during the budget debate.
We must all be pointing in the same direction. At times, some state-owned enterprises don't even issue their financial reports for years. And all this happens below the screen or even underground. And we carry on, and yet a state-owned enterprise is collapsing. The holding company will help to coordinate, to have line of sight where even Parliament will be able to see exactly what's happening at one go.
An investigation has been launched into fresh allegations of racism at Pretoria High School for Girls. 12 pupils have been suspended after a whites-only WhatsApp group was created to share what the department calls racial microaggressions. Department spokesperson Steve Mabona says the group will face a disciplinary hearing later this month in connection with the allegations.
On the 18th of July 2024, the school alerted the district about a planned protest by a group of learners, which was scheduled for Friday, the 19th of July 2024. We understand that this was triggered by an alleged racial connotations and complaints about black learners, which were ventilated through a WhatsApp group comprising of white learners only.
Former President Jacob Zuma's daughter has come out in his defense in Parliament today. She supported the decision not to execute an international criminal court arrest warrant for the former Sudanese president Omar al-Bashir in 2015. A new MP for her father's Umkhonto weSizwe party, Duduzile Zuma Sabudla, has hit back at the DA for criticizing the decision, saying it's ignoring the complexities of Sudanese politics and Western influence.
New International Relations Minister Ronald Lamola says South Africa remains committed to ending conflicts on the continent that threaten instability for the region. The DA's Emma Powell says South Africa could have helped to stem the violence 9 years ago if former Sudanese leader Omar al-Bashir was arrested during a visit to South Africa. But MK MP Duduzile Zuma Zambudla says her father, the president at the time, did the right thing.
President Zuma's stance was rooted in protecting African sovereignty against external manipulation.
She says the DA is ignoring the role of Western nations in African conflicts.
So the hypocrisy of the DAs and the selective outrage over the African leaders such as President Zuma and al-Bashir is very hypocritical.
Zuma Sambudla says her party is in favor of African solutions to African problems, including through BRICS. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News.
Everyone knows Takki's Biltong. It's a trusted brand that's been supplying South Africans with its products for close to 45 years, but it's still under threat from Mexico's Grupo Bimbo after winning a case against the multinational that is using the Takki's trademark to sell its own product, tortilla chips. It took almost 9 years of legal battles before the Supreme Court of Appeal ruled in the local company's favor in December 2023. At the time, CEO Takki Aristides pointed out that the imported Takki's Fugo brand had exactly the same name and trademark as theirs.
We've been trying to mitigate it. In other words, speak to the retailers holding the stock, telling them to withdraw it. And we've also tried to contact Grupo Bimbo and the importers. But it seems they seem to be making money out of it. So I think it's worth the risk to them.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.